You probably already know that there is a large quantity of rocks on Earth, but did you realize that not all rocks are created in the same way? Yes, each of them serves a unique purpose in their own right. During the course of today's episode, we will investigate the technique by which granite, a type of rock, is obtained through mining, as well as the procedure that was followed by this 1 billion quarry. In the meantime, I would appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you may see more videos like this. Let us immediately begin watching the video. The crust of the Earth is where granite can be found. They are located in masses that are referred to as plutons, which are formed by magma that has solidified underground. Granite is mostly utilized for landscaping purposes, and it is typically discovered in specific locations, such as mountain ranges, plateaus, and plains. Granite, despite its widespread availability, can be acquired by a procedure that is both extremely laborious and demanding of a high level of precision. How come? Is because it makes use of these explosives. Additionally, this business makes use of this massive machine in order to drill approximately 172 boreholes into the surrounding environment, just like other mining corporations do. Within this 200-meter region, each of the boreholes has a diameter of 93, and they are evenly spaced apart from one another. Immediately after they have finished boring holes, the workmen will begin placing explosives into the holes. You may have noticed that they are attached to a rope, and the reason for this is to make it simpler for them to gradually introduce the explosives into the target. The staff will withdraw to a more secure distance once they have ensured that everything is in its proper place. The explosion should then be started. Although it is a lengthy and filthy process, it is a rather speedy one. There is no need to be concerned, because these enormous machines will handle all of the material that has accumulated. Large backhoes are often utilized for the removal of these rocks due to the significant power and versatility that they provide. The first step in the process is using the huge bucket that comes with the backhoe to collect the rubble until the truck is completely full. After the truck has reached its capacity, it will transport the rocks to either a processing facility or a crusher, depending on the requirements of the location. This is a fascinating tidbit about the Cat. It is well known for the enormous and strong dump trucks that it manufactures, which are frequently utilized in mining and heavy construction. One of the most remarkable models is the Granite 797F, which is recognized as one of the largest mechanical dump trucks in the world. It is also one of the most impressive types. This enormous automobile measures over 49 feet in length and stands at a height of nearly 24 feet. Thus, it is almost as tall as a building with 2 stories. It is possible for the 797F to transport an astounding 400 tons, which is roughly equivalent to the weight of around 200 vehicles of typical size. After the rocks have been crushed to the desired size, they can be sent to the subsequent facility for further processing or transportation. Getting this done can be done in 2 different ways. Some companies continue to use the archaic method of gathering crushed rocks using an excavator or front-end loader and then loading them onto trucks. Both of these methods are considered to be inefficient. This method is relatively simple and inexpensive, despite the fact that it may require a lot of manual labor and may produce dust. Some companies have made investments in more sophisticated systems that do not require human intervention to load. The movement of crushed rocks from the crusher to hoppers or chambers is typically accomplished with the assistance of conveyor belts in these applications. After that, the rocks are put onto trucks that are waiting for transportation automatically. Regardless of the method that was utilized, the crushed rocks are ultimately loaded onto trains and transported to their final destination before being transported. The dimensions of the rocks will vary according to the purpose for which they are going to be utilized. The procedures that take place at the quarry should be revisited. This is where you can observe the cutting and processing of these granite slabs to a greater extent. At this point in time, the technique that is advised is wire sawing. The use of wire sawing is another option for a method that is both more accurate and more hygienic. The holes that have been drilled into the granite face are strung with a wire that has been covered with diamonds and looks like a massive cheese cutter. The wire is continuously cooled by the water as it travels through the rock, which helps to reduce the amount of noise and dust. This method produces exceptionally large rectangular blocks with a little amount of waste. This is a fascinating truth. Granite wire cutting, and more specifically the use of diamond wire saws, is an interesting element since it revolutionizes the way in which we cut through one of the toughest materials on the planet. Initially invented in the 1950s for the purpose of cutting marble, the diamond wire saw was later modified to be used for cutting granite, which is a significantly more difficult material. It is possible for the wire to be extremely long, often exceeding 1 kilometer in length, and it is able to create exact cuts that other saws are unable to, even in the most delicate or intricate designs. When they have reached a point where they are content with the product, they will begin loading it onto these heavy obligation trucks. It is now going to be the responsibility of these vehicles to transport the slabs from the quarry to the processing plant in a secure manner. The granite slab must first be prepared by shaping the block and removing any undesired edges the moment it arrives at the mill. This is the first step in the preparation process. The placing of the granite block, which is then firmly fastened in order to avoid any movement while the cutting is being done, is the first step in this procedure. In its most basic form, the wire saw is basically a long, flexible cable. The wire is first wrapped around the block, then tensioned after being threaded through a series of pulleys, and then coiled around the block. During the operation of the saw, the wire travels at a substantial speed. Utilizing multi-wire saws, the next step is to cut them into thin slabs on the cutting board. These cutting-edge machines make use of several wires that are coated with diamonds in order to slice through the stone in a precise and speedy manner, thereby producing a large number of slabs all at once. A multi-blade saw is preferred by businesses over a wire saw, due to the fact that it offers a number of important advantages. In the first place, speed is a highly advantageous factor. Saws with many blades may simultaneously cut through granite, which significantly cuts down on the amount of time required for the cutting process. The blades are set up in a fixed configuration, which lowers the likelihood of errors occurring as a result of the flexibility of a wire saw. This arrangement also ensures that the cuts are more exact and straight. After the granite has been cut into slabs by means of a saw cutter with several blades, the subsequent procedure, consisting of various phases of refining, is carried out in order to get the granite ready for its ultimate application. In order to improve the natural beauty and qualities of the granite, it is essential to follow this multi-step technique. This will ensure that the granite satisfies particular aesthetic and functional requirements. The newly cut slabs are first smoothed in order to remove any saw marks or other flaws that may have been present. Utilizing abrasive pads in conjunction with a machine that grinds the surface until it is uniformly smooth is the conventional method for doing this task. In the stone industry, flame is a procedure that is frequently utilized to enhance the durability and visual appeal of natural stone products. A concentrated flame that can reach temperatures of up to 1,500 degrees Celsius or 2,732 degrees Fahrenheit is directed across the surface of the granite by means of large propane torches or burners. Blemishes are eliminated by this process, which results in the end product having a more appealing appearance. Granite slabs are cut for landscaping using a number of techniques that are adapted to the specific requirements of outdoor use. These techniques are used during the cutting process. Specifically, split-faced cuts, curved cuts, and straight cuts are the three primary types of cuts that are required. The most common uses for straight cuts are in the construction of retaining walls, pavers, steps, and other regular shapes. For the purpose of making these cuts, multi-wire saws and gang saws, which are specifically designed for cutting granite in an exact and efficient manner, are commonly utilized. Curved cuts, on the other hand, are necessary in order to create rounded features in landscape design, such as patios, pool copings, and other similar elements. The following are some instances of how they are sliced, as well as additional applications for them. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video about the mining and processing of granite. It is our hope that you have gained some fresh knowledge on this fascinating subject. We have witnessed the extraction of granite and its transformation into magnificent materials that are utilized in construction, decoration, and art. This has included everything from exploring the largest quarries in the world to observing the delicate process of turning raw stone into polished slabs.